At the Epstein law firm, we deal with all sorts of injuries that may happen in a workplace environment. That includes burn injuries, electrocution injuries, electric shock injuries. So you can contact the Epstein law firm if you are injured by being burned at the workplace or suffering some type of an electric shock. It's imperative at that point in time to let the supervisor or your employer know that this happened so that you can get the treatment that you need. In a circumstance where someone is burned, it might not only be fire, it might also be water. I've had situations where someone who works in a restaurant is burned by hot water, boiling hot water coming from something that they're cooking or a dishwasher. Any injury arising from a burn or an electric shock should be immediately reported to the employer, because the injured employee might not know at that point in time that he or she has suffered an injury as a result of that accident or circumstance. So it's incumbent to make sure that the employer knows, hey, I was just shocked. I feel okay right now. But then maybe 24 hours later or 48 hours, the injured worker might feel the impact of that injury or that accident that took place. Certain injuries might give rise to a lot of treatment or a lot of time out of work, but not leave a lot of residual or permanency. So it would be my suggestion that when you are injured in this type of an accident, that you provide your employer with notice and request whatever treatment you might need to help you recover from the injuries that you sustained. Your employer is obligated to provide you with protective gear so that you don't sustain these injuries. But under the workers' compensation statute, an employee cannot sue his or her employer for negligent conduct, which would include providing gear that might not be as protective as it should be. But be mindful of the fact that if you don't have the protective gear you need, talk to your employer about it. Tell them what you do need, because most of the time your employer is looking out for your best interest too, in that he or she does not want to see you injured, because then you're going to not be able to work for a period of time. So make sure that you advise your employer if there are certain needs that aren't being met at the workplace. If while working you have sustained injuries that include being burned, whether that be by fire or water or grease, or have suffered an electric shock, please give us a call here at the Epstein Law Firm and we will help guide you through that process.